Chapter 23, Shadows and Light. The celebration of the gala had barely faded when the realities of power began to resurface. The wives had solidified their position, but the ghosts of the past and the promises of the future still demanded their attention. It was a moment of reckoning, both personal and collective. Anna's reflection. The early morning light filtered through the grand windows of Anna's private study. She sat at her desk, her fingers steepled as she reviewed the reports from the night before. The gala had been a success, but it was only the beginning. Radcliffe's network had been dismantled, but its remnants still lingered in the city's underbelly. Lucia entered with a tray of coffee, her movements quiet and respectful. "Madam, you've been up all night. Perhaps some rest?" Anna shook her head. "Not yet. There's still too much to do." Lucia hesitated, then set the tray down. "Very well, but you've already proven yourself, to them and to everyone else." Anna's gaze softened for a moment before returning to the papers. "Proving myself isn't enough. I need to make sure it lasts." Maria's offer. Maria met with a group of local business leaders at an upscale cafe downtown. Her reputation as a shrewd but fair operator had spread quickly, and tonight she was approached by someone unexpected, a former associate of Radcliffe's. "You're Maria Gonzalez," the man said, his tone hesitant but intrigued. "You've been making waves. I'd like to propose a partnership." Maria's brow arched. "You're assuming I'd trust someone who used to work for Radcliffe." The man's smile was faint. "I didn't work for her by choice. She had a way of making loyalty mandatory. But I see an opportunity with you. You're building something real." Maria studied him for a long moment before offering a small nod. "I'll listen, but understand this. I'm not Radcliffe. Betray me, and there won't be a second chance." Sophia's turning point. Sophia wandered through her gallery late at night, the space quiet and dimly lit. The paintings on the walls seemed to watch her, each one a reflection of the journey she had taken. Her phone buzzed with a message from an unknown number. "You've done well, Sophia, but don't forget where you came from." Sophia's chest tightened as she stared at the words. She had spent so much time rebuilding her life, but the past had a way of creeping in. She turned her phone off and stood in front of one of her own paintings, its bold strokes and vibrant colors a reminder of her transformation. "I know exactly where I came from," she whispered to herself, "and I'm never going back." Laura's discovery. Laura sat in the surveillance room of their safe house, reviewing the latest intel from their operatives. Her sharp eyes scanned the reports, looking for anything that might threaten the fragile peace they had achieved. One file caught her attention, a new player in the city's underworld. The name was unfamiliar, but the methods were disturbingly similar to Radcliffe's. She picked up her phone and called Anna. "We have a problem. Someone's stepping into Radcliffe's shoes. We need to act fast." Anna's voice was steady. "Find out everything you can. If they're a threat, we deal with them immediately." A midnight gathering. By midnight the wives convened in Anna's study, the weight of Laura's discovery pressing heavily on them. The file lay open on the table, its contents sparking concern. "If this new player gains traction, they'll undo everything we've worked for," Maria said, her tone sharp. Sophia's voice was calmer but firm. "Then we don't give them the chance. We cut them off before they can take root." Laura nodded. "They're operating out of the South District, small but organized. If we strike now, we can dismantle them before they expand." Anna's gaze swept over her allies, her voice resolute. "Then we move. No hesitation. We fought too hard to let this slip away." The wives raised their glasses, a silent toast to the battles ahead. The shadows of the past still lingered, but they faced the future with unyielding strength. Together, they would ensure their reign was unbreakable.